definitely forming relationships with the teachers and then going in their classrooms and modeling it. That has been one of the biggest things that we've realized is that our teachers aren't going to grab hold of these STEM concepts. We have to model it for them. We have to provide the professional development for them. So one thing that we did in our district when I moved to this district that I'm in now, one of the things that I really wanted to establish was a professional development lab for teachers and a makerspace for teachers. So we took this area in one of our schools that wasn't being used, and it's called the Spark Lab. And the whole goal is to spark their imagination, to show them all the cool things, to provide them with resources so that when they go back to their classrooms, they have that spark, they have that excitement about learning and teaching, and they provide those fun learning experiences to their students, but it has to be modeled. Well, I think that COVID-19 has really shifted the mindset of so many of our administrators because before technology was just a side item and now technology is a key component of a child's education. You know, we're not going forwards, we're going, or we're not going backwards when it comes to technology. We're going forwards. We're always going to have technology. We're always going to have periods when, hey, we might wake up tomorrow and have to go virtual learning. That's going to be our way of life for a while, so we're just going to have to accept it and have a growth mindset and say, hey, we have to stick with technology, so what can we do to improve? How can we make sure that with the technology we're meeting the needs of every student instructionally? I think the biggest thing with our teachers was we had some that are innovative and they are always on the ball with technology, and then some that weren't quite as familiar with technology. And here we are in the midst of a global pandemic when they're, trying to make sure that they're staying safe, their kids are staying safe, they're having financial issues, and then to throw on top of virtual learning, just making sure that the teachers were comfortable and to provide access to them so that they could have the help that they needed to make sure that they were being their best selves for the teachers. We created a technology help desk that was virtual over Google Meet. So we sent out the link and we said, hey, we're going to be available from 7 to 5. You can pop on and ask any question at any time. And that was so beneficial to our teachers because they had instant access to us. They didn't have to wait on us to reply to an email. They could get an answer to their question right there. So that was very helpful. And then we could kind of see, hey, what are the common issues across the district? Like, where can I see that the teachers need the most training? Hey, they're struggling with this aspect of Canvas. So I know that this aspect is what they need more training on. So I think it was very beneficial, and it was beneficial for the teachers too. And now we don't do it anymore, because we're back in kind of a more routine, and they're like, I wish we still had the help desk. So they definitely loved it. Yeah, we did it part of the spring last year, and then for about the first 9 weeks of school this year. So that was very beneficial. I definitely see teachers not being scared of technology and utilizing it more. I see kids being fluent with basic skills. I think that was one thing that our teachers really learned is the kids knew how to do like Nearpod and stuff like that. But when it comes to turning on the Wi-Fi on their computer, how to do the volume, how those essential Google skills, they were seriously missing that I think they've learned. So I think, our pattern of how we teach things technology wise is going to change and kind of think about, hey, what skills do they need to know by the end of kindergarten? What are the fundamental skills they need so that they're successful with any device, whether it's an iPad or a Chromebook? So I see a lot of that happening, a lot of the shifting. I see a lot of just the way education's done in general. You know, our kids should no longer sit there and do 10 worksheets at a time. There's so many more engaging activities. I think one thing COVID has really opened the eyes on a lot of my teachers is project-based learning and seeing the outcome, especially for our full virtual students, because, hey, here's a project that I'm giving you on Monday. I want to see your steps every day to see the final product on Friday. So I think that's kind of just changing the way, instructional methods happen. It's not just sit and get anymore. We need to involve and um, innovate the way we do our education. Favorite resource of all time is definitely Twitter. I love tweeting and I will talk to so many people. I've met so many fantastic educators over Twitter. So that's a great place to start. And next year, I hope we get back into the business of ed camps. I was a huge ed camper. I've attended over 30 ed camps myself, and I'm on the board for Ed Camp Magic and Ed Camp Florence. Ed Camp Magic is the Disney ed camp. And there's such power in connection through letting teachers choose the workshops that they want to go to and to share what they want to with their peers. Exciting of a time this is that we're literally changing the way education is done. And we're laying the groundwork and creating something all new. In my district, we have changed drastically. I'm very fortunate in my district. Every kid K-12 has a device, and every kid K-12 has access to internet. We provide internet for those that don't have it. And I'm in a district where 80% of our students are on the poverty level, so it's very much needed. But just to keep working and to keep making those relationships with the finance department, making those relationships with your community to help support every student, whether they're sitting in the classroom or whether they're sitting at home learning. One thing that I worked on this summer was I created our online virtual school. It's called Bloom Academy. And the whole point is no matter where our kids were learning, because our traditional teachers use this platform as well, it's on Canvas, but we wanted our students to thrive no matter where they were. So just, I know it's stressful, but just don't give up and make sure that you're helping your teachers so that every student blooms where they are, no matter what setting they're learning in.